Welcome back to the channel, Grand Columbia. Welcome to Coffee Time Live. And the first thing I just saw was no audio. Hopefully it's no audio on the introduction. So somebody tell me quick, are you getting audio now? Hello? Hello? I can hear you. Okay. Whew. You guys have been watching for a long time. You know you can't count on anything. Okay, what do we got here? We've got Yuka. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Started off before we even got going. Rob, looking forward to your special guest. Yes, I have a special guest today. Mike, good morning. Bill, hello from LA. Howard, good morning. Don, I can hear you. Audio okay. Groomy, audio. Chad, good to go. And these things are moving right along here. Good morning. Greetings from West Palm Bay. Audio fine. Got it. Audio's good. Dennis, good morning. William, nice pictures you sent me. Keep sending those. I may not reply, but I'm looking at them, and if it's okay, I might use them now and then. Michael, good morning. Mike Carroll, good morning. Emil, back in Arizona. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Did they throw you out of Mexico also? I hear it's hard for you to stay somewhere without them tossing you out. Okay. Al, buenos dias. You know, I sent you an email or a message inviting you to a lunch with a couple other people, but you never replied. Morning from Austin. Yes, Chad, from the bastion of conservatism. Speaking of, let's go, Brandon. Okay. Some of you may get that. I don't know. Don, good morning from Ibagué. And you want to pronounce it like that? You want to say Ibagué? Because you have the little mark after it? Groomy? Okay. All right. What do we got? Before I bring the guest in, first of all, a couple clients that applied for their visa, I took them each separately to Pereira. And is that how you pronounce that?
Pereira.
Yeah. Nobody can pronounce that. And they applied for their visa about 2 weeks ago, and they just got their first email back giving them an update, and where they are, usually they get their actual visa a few days afterwards. So everything is going great. Just wanted to visit family. What can I say? Mexico is not Colombia. Absolutely not. You know, I dish on Mexico because it's just not my favorite place. I've been a zillion times, especially when I was living in California. I went down pretty often. And I just never really liked it, even though I know that there's areas that are beautiful. It's just not for me. And I told the story about the final straw for me and what happened to a friend of mine. And you know, any country where that happens, I'm just not a fan. Okay, now I did have another guest. I don't know if you guys knew it or not. It wasn't a bait and switch. It's a person who was in my videos back once in a while when I was back in Cuenca, Ecuador. And she's from Venezuela. She got to Cuenca about 4 years ago. And, you know, we talk every once in a while. And she was going to come on and do an update. But after she agreed, everything went silent. I haven't been able to reach her. I don't know if she's okay. Yeah, I just don't know what's going on. But I have another guest who did an interview a few months back, and it's Angela, Angela,
yes.
Angela. And so we'll get to her and all her enterprises in a moment. I do want to talk about, because this has been coming up as a question in coffee times for probably a month or two. And there really hasn't been much happening here, but it's hitting, and that would be inflation. So, of course, there's a lot of concern around it. It's in a lot of ways it kind of creeps up on you, and it's hard to notice because the things that are being affected by inflation are primarily things that are just really inexpensive to begin with. And so if it goes up a little bit, it could be 20% and you don't really notice it. But just to let you know, gasoline is almost the same. It's gone up like a couple hundred pesos per gallon, which is like peanuts. So gasoline's not bad. Food is probably maybe one of the biggest things. And I've noticed a lot of food items are running between 20 and 50%. Now, locally grown things are pretty much the same or close to it. But anything else, if it comes nationally or especially if it's internationally, those prices are kind of, they're really jumping up. And I did mention eggs. Eggs have been going up. Rents, the best I can figure from 2 years ago, rents are about 15% higher than they were a couple years ago. And taxis, 3 years ago, the minimum charge, I should mention, they have meters, and on the meter, it starts, I don't know, 1,500 pesos. I don't know where it starts, somewhere around there. In Manizales, it starts real high, but there's a particular reason and why taxis cost more, and would have something to do with going up and down steep hills. But here in Armenia, it starts, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000, but that's not your charge. There's a minimum charge. So it could be 2,000 pesos, 3,000 pesos, 4,000 pesos. The minimum charge is 4,700. So no matter what anything is below that, you're going to pay the 4,700. Except on Sundays when it's 1,000 more, except on holidays, it's 1,000 more. And certain special events, it can be more. So, but all the taxis have a paper on one of the windows, look around, and it'll list everything, all the exceptions. So, you know, if it's 3,500 and he charges you 4,700 or 5,700 today, or at nighttime there's a surcharge, understand he's not ripping you off. That's just how it is. But 3 years ago, the taxis were, the minimum charge was 3,800, or maybe it was 3 to 4 years ago. I don't remember exactly when that changed. And increases would be approved annually. So there'd be meetings annually, and they would decide if there's going to be an increase, if so, how much. Well, 3,800, 3 years plus ago, it's 4,700 now. But the most alarming thing is, at the beginning of the year, it was 4,500 for its annual change, and then it went to 4,700, and we're not even to the next year. I haven't seen that before. I've talked to a couple people here. They never noticed that, or as far as they know, that's never really happened. Maybe it has, but nobody seems to know. But this was a really quick increase, so I don't know how that's going to go. It's not an increase about gas, but everything else has been on the rise. So that's the deal on inflation. Oh, something else, one other thing I want to mention is the concern about the exchange rate. And to say, well, if I come to Colombia and I'm making $1,500 a month on my retirement, and if that exchange rate goes down, next year, that could really affect me. Well, it can have an effect, but I just want to point out that you also get annual cost of living increases. Now, they're usually not very much, but they very often offset whatever is going on with the exchange rate. So, I mean, it's something to factor in. Now, this year, it's pretty substantial. I don't know if I've ever seen it. The increase is 6% or 5.9%, but that's that. Okay, enough of that. Now let's meet. If you didn't see the interview before, go back and watch it. But let's meet Angela, and you'll find out why I have her on this channel in a minute. So let me switch here. Ta-da!
Hello.
Here she is. Hello, hello.
As Lauren said, my name is Angela. I'm an esthetician, and I'm studying at university my degree in languages. That's to be an English teacher here, and but I work doing massages, and I like that a lot. And I'm focused on therapies for English, and yeah, that's like my job here.
Yeah, I've been running short on English speaking guides for people that come here because people get busy. And if, for example, you have one person who needs a guide, they might typically need them for 2 to 4 weeks or want them. Not just to show them around, but if they're moving here to, help them find and locate certain furniture, negotiate the right prices, get it transported. It's, there's talent to that. And if you're new here, you end up paying way too much. And so it kind of pays for itself, to have somebody help you with that. Well, the problem is if I have 3 people to do that, but I've got 4 people here that need somebody, it's not going to work out. Or Natalie, in her case, she had to go to Bogota because they discovered a tumor, and she had never switched her health insurance, and she had something that could only be handled in Bogota. Now it's switched, and she can go anywhere in the country. But and she'll be okay, by the way. But nobody knew for a while. But she was out of commission, so she does things like people's laundry, cleans their house, works as a guide. She'll do whatever people need, and she just wasn't available. And she was trying to help out, referring off to people. I understand that somebody actually burned a sleeve with an iron, ironing their clothes. And, it wasn't anybody that was on my list. And, accidents will happen, but it can be complicated. So I try to have people that, I know directly. So I asked if she would be willing to help when she has time to do it, to do that. And she said, yes, she would. And so I'm very thankful for that, very grateful for that. She does therapeutic massages. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's not like that, but it's actual massages. So if you got a back problem, or if you're just really wound up or stressed or something like that, then she can go and get you taken care of. Now, one of the problems she runs into is you're charging now 80
because 80. Because I don't have a car now, and I have to pay for the taxes, and they charge me like 20. It depends on the place I have to go. If it is in the countryside, for example, I have to pay like 40. So I have to charge for the massage like 80.
Yeah, it's plus you have to go and come back, and so in the country there'd be an upcharge, but here in Armenia, here in Armenia, half of what she's getting is actually going to the taxis. So, say, well, how is it? It's 20. Well, it's where she lives versus, where she has to go. Plus, you have this big table.
Yeah, I have to take my table everywhere. So
So they surcharge on that, which kind of sucks, but that's the way it is. So she does do that, and 80 is actually quite reasonable. Somebody tell me, somebody do the exchange. What is 80,000? So how long does it take usually?
an hour almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's got to lug this big table, and I assume you've got massage oils and things like that that you have to.
Yeah, yeah, special oils. I don't work with like some uh, ordinary oils, but oils that are made in Colombia, special oils. So that's why also, yeah.
So I would get one and tell you guys about it, except I really don't like massages, except my shoulders. But I've never really liked that. About $20, 21.62. Okay, so considering what she has to go through to get to you, that's pretty reasonable. We're going somewhere this next week, I think,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah, I have a friend here because of my job with the massages. So, one of them has a ranch and they have horses from Spain, and some of them are from Arabic horses. So they want to invite you to show the ranch and the horses, and you can go to ride a horse there. It's pretty nice. Yeah.
Now she sent me the Instagram, and I apologize. There were reasons for it, but I looked at the pictures of the horses because I was a little concerned. There's beautiful horses in Colombia, but there's also some places that have
Yeah.
nasty, starving looking
Yeah.
mongrel horses that just you don't even want, you feel bad for them. You don't want to get
Yeah.
on and ride them because you think they're going to collapse under you.
Yes.
I saw this in the United States also. I grew up on a horse ranch, and I know that sounds contrary to what I've told you before, but my step grandparents had a horse ranch, and I didn't really grow up on it, but I would be drafted to go there and shovel the manure. Uh, so I was aware of a lot of, he had beautiful horses, but I was aware of places because he would always talk about these places that didn't care for their horses. So anyway, you see that here also, like some of the horses in Kokora
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
pretty rough. I mean, their life is
That's
difficult.
because all day long they are there is or there are many people riding them, and they has no like a little rest. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah. So I go to Instagram because, it's like, well, do I want to do this? I can go do a video, but I don't really want to recommend it if it's one of those places. So, yeah. So she sends me the Instagram. These horses are gorgeous. They are spectacular. These look like show horses. They're Arabian and Spanish. I forget the name of the breed.
Yeah, like mixed, like they have
Yeah,
some.
yeah, I don't remember, but they're stunning. They're stunning, and maybe I can put on the Instagram link on the Grand Columbia website or on Facebook. I'll put it on the Facebook Adventures in Grand Columbia, so you can take a look at that. What else? Hold on, Ann. Let me get to this. Forgot to mention, I'm Cuban. I do speak very fluent Spanish. I hear today that Spanish-speaking people, let me know if I can help. Well, I try to keep this. I try to keep it to local people. It's my way to, like when I was in Ecuador, as you had watched for any period of time, I was part of a nonprofit, and I would use videos occasionally to help people out that were having issues. And I do that once in a while here, but not very much. Instead, that when I was in Ecuador, it kind of consumed me. I almost stopped doing videos because of it. It was very frustrating. But here I found a balance. So what I do is as I put this together and I find referrals, that's actually referring work to other people. And so that's really what I try to focus on. Grooming, maybe, I don't know. National average in the United States for 1 hour massage, $60. I think $20 is a great deal. And when I get there at the end of the month, I'll set an appointment with you. Jack, send me the dates. I need to know what's going on because I'm getting a number of requests. And we spoke before those, but I want to get it locked in. I am local. Yeah, you're local in 360. Come on. But wait a minute, didn't you say you're from Cuba? Arriving on the 5th. Send me your itinerary, what airport and all that. I just take a look at the emails I sent you, and it'll tell you the things that you need to bring and what I need and all of that. Okay, and you also help people with Spanish.
Yeah, I'm starting with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm finishing my career as an English teacher, so I'm starting teaching Spanish also.
Your degree.
Yeah.
Finishing, yeah. So, Lena helps with people, but she also gets pretty busy. I know recently she's had a number of clients and she's had to kind of throttle it a little bit. And so that was yet another thing that, it's like I need more than one of things. And the real estate guy, I tell you, I'm a little annoyed. He's been doing really good for a period of time. He's done some pretty spectacular things. On the other hand, he goes on vacation, doesn't tell me, and I got 2 people that need to be out of their Airbnb in a couple of weeks. And that was really annoying when I found that out. And so, I need to find 2 or 3 good, reliable people that can help with that. On the other hand, Alejandra can help and Natalie can help. So it doesn't have to be a real estate person directly. It just has to be somebody that knows how to navigate and negotiate and like that. I mean, I found my first few places myself by talking to owners. So, what's going on in your community? They blocked the entrance with a bunch of construction materials. They're putting a new road in. We have the herringbone brick roads throughout, and they were coming loose, and so they're tearing them up and replacing them. You noticed. Okay, so do we know what day we're going to the horse farm?
I think this coming weekend.
Oh, on the weekend?
Yeah, or this week. Yeah.
This week, Wednesday or Thursday would be good, or Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
And how far is it from here?
It's like it depends. If you go in car, it's like half an hour.
Oh, we could try it with my car.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a tow truck in my phone in case something happens. So,
Okay.
so we can go in my car and cross my fingers. All right. So that's what's going on today. Do you guys have any questions about anything? You have questions for my guest, or do you have questions in general? Usually the first 20 minutes to a half an hour, I just talk about things and then I let them ask questions. Now, since the Buffalo Bills are playing Monday Night Football, the 12 o'clock doesn't really matter to me, but I do kind of like it being a little more concise, so we'll go as long as 12 o'clock, and at 12 o'clock we'll end it. Why are all your guests so pretty? Because I'm not stupid. Somehow I don't even meet people who aren't pretty. Good morning from beautiful Carmel by the Sea. Morning, George. You're running late, George. You missed everything. HD. Hdchillin, thank you. I appreciate it. Another contribution. Juka's really got it dialed in. It's like 10 minutes before this stream even started. The thing popped up. Face with tears of joy. Oh, there it is. Got it. Yeah, rough night. Oh, rough night. Okay. Questions. We have questions. Do you want to talk about the Buffalo Bills?
Oh.
Do you know about the Buffalo Bills?
No, I'm just in the bed since with Mr. Philip, but I don't know anything about soccer or football.
Gambling things.
Gambling.
Yeah.
Things. Yeah.
Yeah, there's somebody here that's asking her about how to gamble, and she has no idea. So she's introducing him to another bad person who gambles, I guess.
Oh yes, I was asking him to help me.
I'll likely be there for Thanksgiving. We need to head up to Manizales and hit the coffee farm. Well, yeah, we can do that, but there's a ton of coffee farms. I mean, there's like probably 200 between here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, keep that in mind. Ace Live's channel has been taken away from YouTube. Any comment? I'm not surprised. I mean, that's what they're doing. I don't know how long I have to live on this channel. They think that when they take your money that you're just going to, leave on your own. Well, I'll leave when it's time to leave. That's basically when they cancel me. But as you know, I have backup. So if you don't see me, go to Odyssey and you'll find me there. I'm still not sure. They're all trying to catch up with live streaming. So from one week to the next, one's better than the other and it's changing. And I really want to hold off until that settles down. Obviously, I'm not staying on YouTube because of the money, because they've already stolen everything from me. So that's not what's keeping me. But and the others, it's a little too volatile for me. So I have a presence there, I have videos there, but to actually run the live stream, I'm kind of waiting. Angela said she wants to give Spanish lessons too. Does she have a set rate for that figured out? Do you know how much you're going to charge? And is it in person or is it on the internet or both? How?
I think both.
Yeah.
Both.
And do you know how much you're going to charge?
Yeah, almost $10 per hour, I think. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. And maybe a few more dollars for taxi money if she's going to your place. How much is that in pesos?
Like
I don't know dollars anymore.
30, 30 something. It depends.
All right. I noticed 4 towns on each side of Armenia, north, south, east, west, besides Salento. Curious about them. There's more than that. There's lots of them. And pay for the rental car and I'll drive you there. I'll show them to you. There's all kinds of them. I've done videos on pretty much every village except one. What is it? It's the one way in the south, but known for coffee. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. But all the ones around Armenia I've certainly done. I've done all the towns in Candio. Um, YouTube owner, very liberal owner. Yeah, yeah, YouTube. It's just a nightmare. It's more than their politics. I almost think now that I used to think it was more about politics, but I think it's more that that's just yet one more excuse. The bottom line is they've decided it's much easier for them to cater to 100 people, large companies that are paying them tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars than to have to pay advertising for 1 million YouTubers. Um, I think that has more to do with it. 37,000 pesos, more or less. In Haiti, he was not very nice when he talked about the Clintons. I will miss him. He's a good guy. Oh, Ace Live. Well, I'd be surprised if he's probably on one of the other platforms. I doubt that he would just end it like that. But maybe, it's if you don't prepare for it coming, and if you're a guy like him, he's a young guy, he's not retired, and he's living on YouTube, and he's built it up, and he was making a decent living off of YouTube, pays for the travel, pays for him to do what he's doing, and put money in his pocket. And that's great. Well, all of a sudden, that gets snatched away, and that's what you're relying on. Now, somebody said he had some military pension also, but the thing is, if he had a military pension, I doubt it would be kicking in now. It would be something in the future. So, yeah, and I don't know if he does or doesn't, but um, you even something like me, where we're talking $200 to $400 a month, that was a huge kick in the teeth for me. The only thing that saved me is I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. And so I had already scrambled to try to counteract that hit. It's still, it's still not quite there, but I'm okay. I'm fine. It's certainly not like a few years ago. But when you're entirely dependent and they snatch it away, or if you're working in a job and they tell you, you're going to get fired if you don't, get your shot or whatever, and I mean, you're prisoner to the circumstances. It's a really tough situation, and so maybe he got burned so bad he just doesn't know what he's going to do, and I don't know. I don't think I've ever communicated with him. I see them once in a while. I saw one actually recently. He was in Haiti and buying some uh, rock lobster and fish on some island. But yeah, I don't really know more than that. Maybe Virginia. What's Virginia? I don't know. Definitely not old enough for a military pension. Yes, Chad, and you would know, being that you're still under the thumb. Oh, VA, maybe VA. I really don't know his circumstance. Angela, how do we get online Spanish lessons with you? You contact me and I'll put you in touch with her. Um, Send me an email and I will then get you in contact with her directly that way. I don't want to just put it out there. I'm already out there, so put it through me. And if you're actually a viewer, and I know that you are, you send me an email and I'll switch it over. I'm not going to, any trolls or spammers or whatever. I don't want to inflict that on her. I get a ton of that, but I've actually got most of it. I've been able to filter without affecting anything real. But it's when you're on something like this, you get a lot of nonsense. So shoot me off an email, and I'll get you hooked up with her. What else we got? Excellent connection today. Everything's green. See, there's green. There's green. Green,
Yeah,
green is good.
great.
What else we got? Anything? Are we done? What is this Odyssey site you talk about? Odyssey is a website. Well, originally it was LBRY, as in library.com. And if you go to lbry.com, that will switch you to Odyssey. That was their original site, and it's almost more of a behind the scenes site where their Odyssey is for the consumer. That's something they came up with a couple years ago. But every video that I do on YouTube automatically goes to the Odyssey site. I don't even have to do anything. It's set up to when I'm done with this, 20 minutes later, it will be on that site. So everything I've ever done is on that site. So no matter what YouTube does, I won't lose any videos. Hi, my friend, how are you? How about your channel? Is it okay now? Well, I'm not getting any money from it, but it's working, it's functioning, it's doing what it needs to do. Armenia is paradise. Yeah, I gotta get with you. I wanna know your story. If you're from Cuba, I need to know. I need to know what's going on. We gotta get together for lunch. But you gotta answer your emails. And you gave me I think you gave me a what's up, but it didn't work. Can you put the link? Hold on, let me see. Get back. Can I put the link? Yes, I can. And here it comes. There. How is the nightlife in Armenia? I'm not a nightlife person. I did a video on nightlife, and it is returning to Armenia. But I'm really not an expert on it. I had to do a lot of research and talk to people for that video. If you look, about 3 months ago. Do you ever go out to clubs or dancing or?
Yeah, at night the city is pretty quiet, but you can find some places to go for a beer or for hang out with friends, or that's pretty nice. It's pretty quiet and
Before COVID, it was a noisy city on the weekend, on sometimes Thursday, but Friday and Saturday and Sunday even, it would be so much happening, so many people on the
oh yeah,
streets, so many food carts. There's some of that, but it's not the same as it was before. It's like people had to stay in, and now they have new habits of staying inside.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
it's hard to understand, but you could go out on the street before COVID, say 9, 10 o'clock, and there'd be 1 million people around.
Yeah, and people here like to like eat a lot, so you can find a lot of places for eating, and yeah, that's I think the food here is everywhere.
It's funny you say that. It's like every female friend I have, they they all tell me that their favorite thing is eating.
Yeah, yeah, it's easy here to find a place for that.
In the U.S., they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. But I think it's kind of the way to a woman's heart here is buy her food. Take her.
It's a small town, so it's one of the things you just have to do
Yeah.
on weekends. Yeah.
Okay, what else we got here? Got some. Oh, it's not showing up. What happened? Never got your email. I'm trying to get with you for a while. All right, do this. Send me another email. I'll reply to that email. We'll make sure that we're connected. Can you tell more about prices, inflation, how much more pesos you need a month to cope? Well, it's not. doesn't have that kind of effect yet. And it depends so much on people's lifestyle. It's something I never really know how to answer this kind of thing because it depends on how you live. It depends on what kind of rent that you want to pay. I mean, you can get a okay apartment in a decent barrio, maybe Stratus 3 in the south, for half of what I pay here for rent. It'll be small, it'll be old, but you know, I pay a lot more to be in the north and to have the space that I have and be able to have a studio, be in the location that I'm in, you know. So if that's not important to you, if you don't do video studios, if you don't have guests coming from the United States and staying for 3 days, you don't need that extra room, then you know it's cheaper. So there's so many it depends, but I think you want to have $1,200 to $1,500 a month to live pretty well. And some people that come here and they've got like 2,000, or I saw somebody's retirement, the highest I'd ever seen was like 2,500. I didn't even know Social Security went that high. If you get that kind of money, you're really kind of living rich. That's a lot of money. So your money, even though there's inflation, your money goes a long way. I think we're far from having that as an issue. Bluto, so good. Okay, that's random, but you're right. That is good. Has Angela traveled anywhere? How did she learn English? Has she lived anywhere else or always Armenia?
Always Armenia. I started learning English because I had contact with many foreigners, and because I'm studying at university. But I haven't traveled abroad yet, and that's all.
Have you traveled inside?
Yeah.
Where have you gone?
Santa Marta.
Hot.
Cartagena.
Hot.
Yeah. And Tolu, that is another part of the coast. Mm-hmm. And Pereira. And some places like towns, little towns here. And yeah.
Like Pijao,
Cordoba. I don't like to go to Genova. That is another little town.
That's the one I was trying to think of. That's all the way in the south.
Yeah, because of the road. That's kind of.
In English, you would say Genova, but it's Genova. Yeah.
Genova, yeah.
Yeah, the roads are.
Yeah.
So, well, Buena Vista is similar.
But Buena Vista is like near.
Closer, yeah.
It's closer and
the view is worth it.
Yeah, I have to tell you about another friend. He's a doctor, and they have like a little house in the top of the hill. So maybe you can go there also.
In Buena Vista?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I invite her to Canada.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, she'll get right on that. Okay. What else? What else you guys have? They're crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah.
I think they ran out of questions. Okay, and we're going to get to the last call. It's time for last call. Al, be sure you send me an email so we can hook up. There's 2, 3, 4 people that want to start a little gringo community. They're a little more social than me, and so you know I want to have a lunch, put you guys together, and then I'm out because I don't like those kind of things. But never got your email. You got one now, so you sent me one. There it is. Yeah, that's actually the one, Adolfo. I sent that. Um, George, I don't know how long ago that was. Great content. I'm just now seeing it. Thank you, George. I really appreciate it. Um, was it $20 US dollars lesson with Angela online? Uh, well, she said around 10. Somebody said that was 37,000 pesos. The Red Golden Child from London. How you doing? I haven't seen you lately. Of course, I only see when they comment, but he's been watching for a long time. Okay, so I will reply when this is over. I will reply, and I'll send you my what's up. I had your information. I saw that. I sent the email to that. You want to check your spam folder, but we'll work it out. We'll get there. Okay, anything else? Got her here. Look, my hands, they're separated. Got her here. This is your chance. What else? What else do you want to know? She's born and raised right here, actually on a farm, right?
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
a farm girl.
Yeah, and I love that.
A farmer's daughter. Oh no. You see, now I shouldn't have said that. In the United States, those are usually nasty jokes.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, oops.
You're not.
I just blurted it out.
Almost all people here is farmers' children, so yeah. It's normal.
I was interested in Jack Lintz's question about Armenia and Pareda. Redefine that. What do you want to know about it? Do you happen to know of the availability of small farms near Armenia or other medium-sized cities? That's something that you think you want to do, but when you actually get here and you live here for a little bit, you realize it's not a very good idea. It's not a good idea for a foreigner to come here. Having said that, there are farms for rent. You can find them for rent. And sometimes you'll find a farm, a working farm that'll have another house, and you can rent a house on somebody else's working farm.
There's a trend here.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot of complications. If you're not from Colombia and used to how things operate, I mean, first of all, you will have to buy a car. I mean, you'll have to get a license. You're going to have all the issues around that because you can't really, I mean, you're not near anything. But I won't, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying in general, it's not a great idea. And so you really want to look at all the downsides of it before you actually commit to it. Here's what I would suggest. I would suggest that you come here and maybe you get a 6-month contract on a place in Armenia and see what it's like. And then while you're here, start making trips. As a matter of fact, you could probably take them to, I know you know some farms, and see what's out there, see what's for rent, see what it's like, and I think you'll understand then. And then you at least have an informed decision. I would not make your plan about coming here and renting a farm as the starting off point. I think it would be a huge mistake. I grew up in the country. I miss it. I love living in the country, but I have to honestly say that my life is a million times better living in that high rise I was living in before I came here. This is okay, but as you know, it was kind of a mistake, but it's like that's why you have limited contracts. So in 10 months, I can go choose another high rise. Now, growing up in the country and living that kind of life and never really living in big cities or not very often, well, except I lived in Tokyo for a while, but But for the most part, I've avoided big cities in my life. I never would have thought how much I loved living in that high rise next door. But it's great. It's just nice having everything right there.
Right there. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Are we done? See? No? See or no?
Okay.
All right. We're going to end it here. So she can go have lunch. Is your friend waiting still?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And you think there's an opening in 360. There was when I moved out, but I've got a contract now, so I'm stuck here. We're going to end it today. I want to thank you guys. Thank you for the contributions. George, Hdchillin, and Yuka, of course. I really appreciate it, guys. And I will be bringing you some beautiful horses real soon. Ciao.